Hello, Dave Dog here. This is my Road to Glory save with Bradford Park Avenue. We've got a couple of games for you today, but before we go into what's been happening results-wise, let's have a look at our latest transfer. We brought in Paul Trait on a free transfer. He is the left back that we needed. 22 years old, no-nonsense fullback, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. Looking good on the attributes, marking 12, tackling 11, aggression 10, and lots of high scores in the mental side of it. Positioning 13, determination 11, concentration 13, pace 11, 5'9", so he's not going to be fantastic in the air. We're not looking for that from a fullback. Let's see where he's played before. He was on loan last season at Ebbsfleet in Vanarama South, played 40 games, so more or less an ever-present for them. 5 assists, 6.72. Previously was at Sunderland where he didn't play a game, and previous to that at Hull for a number of seasons without playing a game. A reasonable season with Ebbsfleet, and we definitely needed someone at left back, and he's been given the number 3 shirt. So this was the game in the last episode, a home win against Gloucester, comfortable 3-0 win, 3 goals from our 4 shots on target. Baker Richardson and a couple from Hinchy, the man of the match in midfield. After that one, we went away to Brackley, who are in the top 7 in the playoff positions, and it was a 3-3 draw. Boys showed some character here. We came from 3-0 down. Fura was then sent off for a second yellow card, and we hit 3 late goals. Solberg on 81, Greenwell 90 plus 2, and Donaghy getting the equalising goal, 90 plus 4. Got something out of that. We played better with 10 men for some reason. Quite level with the XG. They had 2.09, we had 1.72. 3 shots on target and scored 3 goals. So we've been very efficient in front of goal. Not a very good game for Baker Richardson. He went off. Donaghy and Solberg came on. And Ngoy went off as well, so those two not performing. Donaghy and Solberg making the difference, a goal and an assist for each of them. We really did well after a very poor start. So the next one was at home to Old Foes Blythe. We've played them a number of times. They're in a similar position to us in the table. And another draw. We went down fairly early on, 19th minute. Mandeville scored. Fred Ngoy then got injured again. We've had troubles with injuries in pre-season. He's just come back and he lasted 38 minutes, but it wasn't a serious one. He's recovered now and he's back. Just before half-time, Donaghy scored. He'd come on for Ngoy, being the super sub, a goal and an assist. Just before half-time, they made it 2-1 through Clark, and Solberg again coming on a sub, and him and Donaghy having an effect made it 2-2. So another point, but good performance from Sams at the back and Macaulay also in goal. We then played Matlock at home and it made it 3 draws in a row. They are mid-table, round about the same points as us. And Trusty opened the scoring after 11 minutes. Donaghy again assisting, so Donaghy is playing really well. He got his place in the team after his 2 sub-performances. But a late goal for them. Costello, and look at the assister there. Macaulay Brooksby, ex-player of ours, came on a sub and made the goal. He will be feeling good about himself coming back to the Horsefall and providing the goal for Costello. Again, pretty even on the XG. We're slightly below. 3 shots on target to their 2. And of course, possession, we always have more possession. It's channeling all that possession into more goal attempts. Again, Baker Richardson withdrawn from this one. He's gone into a bit of a rut now. We're looking for him to come back to form, as we really don't have another out-and-out centre forward. When he's gone off, we have moved Donaghy up front, where he played for the main part last season. A midfield trio of Fielding, Hinchy and Fura have been doing well. We've slightly amended that midfield recently and it's worked. We then went to bottom side Hensford and got our first away win of the season, and it was pretty convincing. Again, very efficient, 4 shots on target, 4 goals. Oh, are we just coming up against poor goalkeepers? But 17 shots in all, only 4 on target. He definitely deserved this one. After an early setback, a penalty again. 10 minutes later, Baker Richardson from Trusty's cross. Donaghy just before half-time, assist from McGee, who's been playing very well for his age. He's a centre-back really, but left-back, he's doing well in most games. Then further goals on 63 and 68 from Trusty and Fura. As I say, that midfield 3 there are forming quite a partnership and protecting that defence. Softly's playing well. The other guy, Mensah, not so well, and he's been on the bench or more recently even out of the squad. So a good performance against the bottom side as you would expect, and 3 points away from home. We were then in FA Cup qualifying action, and it was a home game against Gainsborough, Northern Premier League side, and we were expecting to win this one, but we were shocked. We rotated the team a little bit. We brought Mensah in, as I say, 6.2, not playing so well. He was withdrawn, and Sams came on. McGee, again, a good game, and we had Fielding in the back line, and Greenwell came in. Wareham got a game, but didn't show up. He's been moaning about getting game time. He played out wide. Gray, youngster, we started him, and he was withdrawn. Donaghy, again, the main man and man of the match at 8.5. So 2 goals down after 51 minutes. We then got lucky with an own goal. Williams on 83, and Baker Richardson coming on a sub this time, assisted by Donaghy, got us the replay. If you look at the XG, we should really have won this game. So the replay was played the following week. Again, it was a tight game. We went to extra time, and it was that man, Donaghy, went up front in the extra time and got the winning goal 5 minutes from the end when it was looking like penalties. A very good performance from Gainsborough defensively. They only had 1 shot on target, so we were well on top in this game, and we should have really won it before going to extra time. 23 shots, 14 on target, and 2.58 XG, 15 corners. We really dominated the game, and it would have been a travesty had we not won it. So Donaghy, man of the match, he's really showing some good form. He's improved on his star rating, and he is looking like one of our best players at the moment. Again, Baker Richardson was withdrawn, and Salberg came on and played up front. Defensively, we changed it a little bit as well. We had Harding coming in at right back. He played okay. And Tate, new signing, his first game, but it was subbed off at 6.7. He tied a little bit. We got the job done, although it was harder than we expected. We're then back in league action. Hitchin sort of mid-table with us. A narrow 1-0 win, and it was a Fiora penalty after 43 minutes that got us a 1-0 win. Tight game, 1.3 against 0.93 on the XG. 3 shots against 4. So some could say we were a bit lucky to get the win, but a good defensive performance. Fiora gets the man of the match. We gave Fielding a rest in this one. Harding played as the defensive midfield. Tate in his full debut in the league, 6.8, played the full game, so not bad. The weakest link in that defence, surprisingly now, is Sams, and he was withdrawn. Only a 6.5 for Sams. Since that 3-0 win against Gloucester, we've gone 6 games without defeat. The next one was Mickleover at home, the 3rd qualifying round of the FA Cup, and again, a narrow 1-0 to the Avenue, is it? The new chant. And again, it was Fiora, the man, on target, 2 minutes from the end, looking like we were going to be struggling again and going to another replay. Only 1 shot on target. We're going to have to get some shooting practice done in training. We were fortunate in this one. Mickleover, a lower division team, 14 shots, 3 on target. Macaulay and the defence played well. XG double for Mickleover, and we were rather fortunate to get through this one. But a late goal from Fiora, again Donaghy assisting, and Baker Richardson again not coming up to scratch. So making it 8 without defeat. We then went to Stalybridge, who are near the bottom, 2-1 win. Hinchy, a double again. 33 minutes, they equalised on 56. And another late goal. We're scoring some late goals, so we must be a lot fitter this season. 7 minutes from the end, Hinchy from Fielding's through ball, making it 2-1 and another 3 points. Hinchy, of course, the man of the match at 8.6, but that is our new midfield formation. Hinchy, Fiora and Fielding, and they are, as you can see with the green there, playing really, really well. And Donaghy also. Another poor performance from Baker Richardson. Probably going to have to use him off the bench. He seems to play better when he comes off the bench. And Goy came back from injury in this, came off the bench late on, and a reasonable performance at 6.7. So today's 2 games we're showing today. We're into the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup. Placed in the first round at stake, Curzon Ashton, and another home tie. We've had 3 home draws, which has helped us against teams lower than us. Mark Bauer is the manager of Curzon Ashton, so an old favourite back at the Horsefall today. Let's see how we're going to go on then and how we're lining up. After this one, we've got the game that we promised. Big game against Guiseley at home, but let's first of all look at the table. And we are in 10th place, just 2 points outside the playoff positions, and Guiseley are a point in front of us. So a big game against Guiseley after this cup match. I really think, as the state of the finances at the moment, we have to try and get in the first round of the FA Cup and get some money in. Just a quick look at the finances. I was raving about having £12,000 to spend in the transfer budget, but we've signed some players and they've been on reasonably high wages for our wage structure. We're currently spending £7,200. I've had to adjust the wage budget to cover that, which has put the transfer budget down to £4,000. We can't really get any more players in unless they're loan players where we're not paying anything. We're up to the wage budget. I don't want to go over that, and it won't allow you to anyway. I've tried looking at signing other players and coming up with miserly wages of £50, £25 or whatever as the maximum the board will allow. So unless we sell, Fiora's attracting interest from Cambridge, I think it is, in League One. Always looking to strengthen, and definitely the defence is a lot stronger now. So today's team then, in the Cup against Mark Bauer's Curzon Ashton, rotating a little bit in that 3 of the 4 defenders are replaced. Harding comes in at right back. Mensah comes in for a rare game, replacing Softly, who's had a lot of football recently. McGee coming in as his best position as a wing back on defend. And we've also given Sam Fielding a rest. Hinchy retreats to be the deep line playmaker, with Greenwell coming in as a central midfielder attacker to join Fiora in that midfield 3. Lorch comes in on the right to give Donaghy a rest. Salberg is in the centre forward role as an advance forward for Baker Richardson. So lots of changes. Let's hope this doesn't disrupt things too much and we can get the win against Curzon. On the bench then we've got backup keeper Flavell, Tate, Barrett, Softly, Fielding, Baker Richardson and Ngoy. I'm going to go for my favourite, stick to the plan, stay patient and we'll be fine. Point finger, and that's lifted the pressure on Greenwell, and Lorch is relaxed. Good. We want this young under-21 international on his debut to be relaxed. So let's see how Bauer has got Curzon Ashton lining up. Not the dreaded 4-4-2, hopefully. It's a 4-2-3-1. Good. So all looks good there, and we should be in for progress to the first round, where of course we are the favourites, being the higher placed club. As usual in the cup matches, we've been at home in every round so far, and the crowd is over 1,000. There's a ball into the box. Ashman gets it away, but Mensah picks up on the edge, plays it to Trusty, squares it across. Salberg's shot's blocked, and Curzon come away with the ball. Muggeridge plays it out to Abladine Goodridge. What a name he's got. Hinchy with a tackle there, but it falls to Ashcroft. Ashcroft into the box, but Sams is there to cover that one, and we get it away. Fiora, but it's not. It's end of the highlight. Early yellow card there for Curzon, and it's a corner to them. And a lot of highlights coming for them. Too many than I'm happy with. Baker blocked, and it falls to Muggeridge. No, Shuttleworth has scored. It looked like Muggeridge was celebrating, but Shuttleworth has scored in the 16th minute. We go behind, and not the start we wanted. How did that happen? A bit of a scramble. Goodridge plays it in, pulls it back. Baker shoots, deflects a few times and hits Shuttleworth in front of the goal. Bit of a fortunate goal, but they got the ball in there. And we've got a corner straight away. Lorch taking the corners, and they head clear, but that's over him, and Sam scores over the keeper, and we're straight back in the game at 1-1, so I won't bother with a shout now. Sam's enjoyed that one. It's a while since he scored from corners, and that was a bit of a fortuitous one. It went over the goal. Let's just have a look at this again. Jumps up, keeper at full stretch, but it goes over him, and don't know whether the keeper was too far off his line there, but seemed a strange goal, did that one. But we're not complaining, we're on top. Look at the momentum And 28 minutes gone. They've only had the one shot, if you can call it that. It hit him. They've had two now. They've got the better XG, and they're creating too much for me. I don't want to play for set pieces. We should have enough to beat these without resorting to looking for set pieces, but they are on top from the XG. We've had 9 corners though, we have, and it's 1-1 at half time. We can very much win this match. Keep the hard work and the result will come. We'll go for that one. And that's done nothing apart from motivated. Trusty was playing well. So let's get the second half underway and see if we can run this game out. But it's Curzon with the ball. Mugridge to Shuttleworth, and Mensah misses his challenge there. It could be that Macaulay tipped that one up over, did he? Yes, he did. And Mensah getting beat there again, but he's got a 6.8 marking. So overall, he's not playing too badly, and headed away by Sams, but Goodridge picks up. I'm not saying his first name because it's just a jumble of letters to me. And Lorch is going to pick this one up, and that ends the highlight. We're on top on the momentum. Lorch with a corner. Sams is there near post again, but this one's just over, and we're beating them in the air for the set pieces. Let's have a fire up. They won't like that one, I won't think. But we're not creating a great deal. They've created better chances than us. Harding suffered a bruising, and they're coming into it now. Let's have a look then at making some changes in the 72nd minute. Schallberg's not playing well. I didn't want to, but we're going to bring Baker Richardson on. Lorch not playing well at all, not taking his chance at 6.4. We're going to bring Fred and Goy on for him. We're improving the team with those two substitutes. So we'll just make those two then for now, and we need to get a winning goal. We're on positive. Harding suffered a knock. I didn't see anything. He's there throwing the ball in, and Goy knocks it in, but that's an easy one for the keeper, but he knocks it down to Trusty. It's the bar, first time, second time, saved, and goes for a corner. Trusty should have scored there in that open goal. And here's Ngoy, the substitute, with the corner. No, he's not the substitute, is he? He's been playing from the start. No, he hasn't. He is the substitute. He came on for Lorch. Change the team that much, I don't know what it is. 80 minutes, and we don't need a replay. We want to win this game. Who else can we bring on? They're all defensive players, all the other subs. And let's move Trusty in to play as a shadow striker. He's had good fortune there playing before. Let's go attacking. We don't want to go for a replay. So all defensive players on the bench, and we're not going to make a change there, and it looks like it's going to be a replay, or is it? Is it? Mensah plays it out to Ngoy. Ngoy is going to go on and run. No, he knocks it into Greenwell. Greenwell back to Ngoy. This could be the winner, hopefully. Back to Harding, into Mensah. Mensah plays it to Ngoy. They're just playing it between them, these 3 or 4. Harding back to Mensah, to Hitchy, to Harding. Come on, boys, we've got to get somewhere. We're into added time, and we're drawing. He's knocked the ball through. Greenwell's free here. Plays it across to Baker. How did he miss that? But he was offside anyway. He was offside. I think it said it's a goal kick. Full time. Draw. 1-1. Even game, really. Curzon did come and attack. Nearly 2 on their XG and 7 on target to our 5. 19 corners, and we scored from one of them. So it's a replay. So this has thrown a spanner in the works now. We've got the replay in midweek, so we can't play the Guiseley game. That's been moved to the 29th, in between Spennymoor away and Kings Lynn at home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the highlights of the Curzon Ashton replay, and then we'll go into the Guiseley match. I'll play Spennymoor off camera, and we'll go into the Guiseley match as planned. So before I show you the highlights of the replay, we're going to see the draw for the first round. Instead of going through all the games, there's 80 teams left to draw. I'm going to use the advance, and we're going to go to advance to your team, and we are away to Swindon if we beat Curzon Ashton. So we've got an away tie against a low League 2 side, so certainly winnable. They are not in good form. Let's have a look at their league. So nearly falling into the National League. They've got 9 points from 11 games. Only lost 1 game to Bristol Rovers in the league, and Bristol Rovers are up there near the top. So formidable home record they've got. Their capacity is 15,500. What are their crowds like recently? Some varying crowds here. 9,000. Papa John's 1,700. So it could be a money spinning tie, that one, and it's a possibility, should we play well, of progressing. So not a bad draw at all. Right, we're back for the Guiseley match. We've played 2 matches since our 1-1 draw with Curzon Ashton in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round. We went and played the replay on the following Wednesday, and we were 2-1 winners. Another tight game. We went behind early on. Shuttleworth scored in the 3rd minute. Donaghy equalised then. We changed the team around a little bit. We went a little bit stronger. We also went more attacking. We played Greenwell in the number 10 role, and he played very, very well, creating both chances for the goal. Donaghy and Trusty getting the winner after 59 minutes. Mensah came in and played centre back. We rested softly. Harding came in at right back. Defensively fairly strong, and Hinchy and Fura as the 2 defensive midfielders. So slightly more defensive, if you want to say, and slightly more attacking as well. So 2 behind, 1 in midfield. All the forwards playing very, very well. Let's look at the goals. So as I say, we went behind in the 2nd minute. Tulloch running free on the right, gets across into the box. Shuttleworth hits it first time. A good ball, but we should have really been marking. Then in the 34th minute, here's Greenwell running through. Good run, puts it on a plate for Donaghy. First time shot, and we were back level. Into the second half, 59th minute, Hinchy, Greenwell again, good ball to Trusty, knocks it out of his feet and puts it in the far corner. So 2 good goals. So we're through to the first round proper, away to Swindon, and we're looking forward to a big crowd in that one, and possibly, if we play well, a win. A few days later, we had a league game, and unfortunately our unbeaten record came to an end. Narrowly we lost 1-0 to Spennymoor. Not much in the game. They had the better chances. We had 4 shots on target to their 3. 71% possession. The thing about it was we didn't create a great deal from that 71% possession. Again, an early goal. This was a mistake by Softly. He missed a header, and Coffey scored. We huffed and puffed and missed quite a few chances. Donaghy playing up front, didn't play well and was withdrawn. And Goy also didn't play well. Trusty has been in better form recently. Fura as well, not at the races in this game. And Softly, the mistake for the goal. McGee having a rare poor game. So our unbeaten record came to an end. 7 in the league it was. I think it was 12 overall, including the cup. We now come into the game against Guiseley. We're 4 points behind them, but we've got every chance. The bookies can't separate it. Both teams are 8-5, and they're giving us slight favouritism, probably being due to being at home. So the team we're playing today is Baker Richardson comes back in up front. Donaghy back to his wing position. Trusty, as I say, he's been playing well. So Ngoy's missing out. Harding continues at fullback. Softly and Sam's in the middle, and Tate comes in on the left. I think it's just getting a little bit too much for McGee now, and he needs a little rest. We've got Greenwell in for Hinchy. Hinchy's getting a little bit tired, so we've changed the midfield 3. Greenwell coming in as the attacking focus, and both wingers are on support. We're going in balanced. Guiseley won their last game against team at the bottom, Hensford I think it was. Mavidini scoring 4 of the goals, so we can't overtake them even if we win. But let's get into today's game, see if we can overcome them and their 4-4-2. We really struggle against 4-4-2. Anybody's got any ideas about how to beat a 4-4-2, let me know. So on the bench we've got McGee, Barrett, Hinchy, Solberg and Fred and Goy. Pre-match team talk, we're going to go with what Gianluca Haven says. Come on everybody, I know you want to beat our rivals as much as I do. Pump fists and say that, and motivated Macaulay Fura, but everybody else normal and composed, so that didn't really go down that brilliantly. Jamie McGee's motivated on the bench. They've got lots of good scoring players, as well as Tipple, the bookies' favourite for the league. We've got this guy Richards. He is out of contract, believe it or not. And if we had some money, we could probably try and sign him, but we can't. I can't understand why a player who scored so many goals would be out of contract. And we've got a setback already. Fielding's injured, potential foot injury. I'm going to put Hinchy on to play. He didn't last long with his rest. Yeah, we'll keep him in the same role. So Hinchy comes on early doors. Fielding's out of it. And so that doesn't set us back too much. Not much happening. Just one shot on target from Geisley. Now they've had 3 shots, but only 0.07 on XG. So it's mainly them in the momentum. We're not seeing many highlights whatsoever. We have a bad record against Geisley. We haven't won a game in the last 10 meetings. Go back to 23, 24, 24, 25 when I started this save. Our last win against them was a thriller 5-4 at their place. But we have an attack here. Tate is well forward for a defensive no-nonsense midfielder, but we give the ball away and it's Geisley on the counter. Tipples away from Sams. Tipples in here and he scores. They score on the counter just before half-time, 41st minute, and we gave the ball away there and paid for it. Sams went in for a challenge with Tipple and missed it, and he was away from him, and he isn't the favourite to be the top scorer in the league for no reason. He laps that one up and opens the scoring for Geisley. And we're up against it. We're not showing much, but we have a corner here. Fiora, but it's headed away at the near post by Holding for Geisley. Trusty picks up. He's on the wrong side. Plays it to Greenwell. Greenwell into Fiora. Fiora back to Hinchy. We're knocking it about well here. Greenwell goes for the corner, but not far wide, with the keeper diving away there. And that's our second shot. First one shot on target, and it's half time. We're narrowly behind, but it's Geisley who've had the better chances. 68% possession. We need to find a way to use this possession and score more goals. Into the dressing room. We're not going to win if we don't shoot. It's been really disappointing. That one works, so we're going to point finger and say that. Yep, everybody motivated. Disrupted by that injury to Fielding. They've made a sub. Zach Marsh comes on. Richards, he's gone off, that young player. Mavadivi has moved up front. 4 goals in the last game for them. Donaghy on the edge of the box shoots, and is that deflected? But it goes in anyway. Greenwell with the pass to Donaghy, and I think there was a deflection on the. Let's just see the replay. Fiora knocks it in. Greenwell heads it down. Donaghy. Yeah, header past his own keeper by that defender. He got his head on it and deflected it past the keeper. So if you don't shoot, you don't score. And we did score. Reducing the arrears, and we're back level again. And it's still pouring it down with rain. So Donaghy has scored. Mavadivi is now moved up front after that sub, and he's in. But he hits the post, hits the bar, but it's a follow-up from Tipple, and Geisley go back in front. So that didn't last too long, did it? And we're really up against it. Let's have a shout, skip that, and shout. Let's encourage. Every smart, but he's got green faces anyway. I shouldn't have made a shout then, but it's Geisley on top. And they're certainly looking better than their position in the league suggests. They've got a real handful up front. Mavadivi having a go there from well outside the box, but tipped over by Macaulay, and it's a corner. Porritt puts it in, and it's headed out by Fiora. Fiora helping out the defence, and that's the end of that highlight. But we've got another one, another set piece, and penalty. Pushing. Yeah, Fiora might be in trouble. As if to add insult to injury, we get the penalty bug again. We keep giving penalties away. And 3-1. after getting back in the game, it didn't take long. We're going to make some changes and we're going to have to go positive. Let's skip that penalty replay. And we're getting a kick-off highlight, so we're going to have to wait. And we're going to hit back and get back in the game. Fiora to Tate. Tate to Trusty. Trusty on a yellow card. Fiora knocking it around here tight, but we're not getting anywhere at the moment. Hinchy back to Tate. Tate must have touched the ball more than anybody here. Tate to Sams. Sams, Fiora. Oh, we're knocking it around lovely there. Let's get it up in their penalty area. Softly, giving the ball away, but it's just another elaborate way to get a Guiseley highlight. There's Tate. Could have headed that back to the keeper, but we're just giving it back. It's attack after attack. Miller's in, and he missed. How did he miss that one? That's my phone going off. Should be on silent. Let's stop that and make some changes. You just have to put this down to the number of games we've been playing. We're going to take Trusty off. We're going to bring Solberg on to play on the left. We're going to go positive. I'm going to go 3 at the back, but Hadding's better as a header. Tate can't head it. We're going to bring Fred and Goy on for Tate. We're going to move Donaghy up front with Baker Richardson and make him a pressing forward. Goy is then going to go out here and go on attack, and we'll shuffle these across. It's going to go either one of 2 ways, and what do you know, Greenwell's injured. It's all going wrong with no subs left. We're going to have to just leave it at that because we haven't got a sub left. So Greenwell's going to have to struggle on with his groin strain, which will probably mean he won't play for a few games, and that's going to be the end of it. To get him back in the game at 1-1, we go down 3-1 to Guiseley, so that's 2 successive defeats. Donaghy gets the man of the match, but nobody else really showed up. We're going to have to go more attacking, I think, and play someone in the number 10 role. We just didn't show any fight whatsoever. Guiseley move up into 5th spot. 9 points away from Fylde at the top. Fylde are running away with it. We are 12th, 19 points from 14 games. Media prediction was 14, so we're doing a little bit better than that. So Greenwell is injured, out for 6 to 8 days with a pulled groin. Fielding's injured, 4 to 5 weeks, twisted ankle, so Fielding's out for a while. We're going to come back for that cup match against Swindon then. 1 game at home to Kings Lynn in the league. Where are Kings Lynn? They are 4th, so tough game before we play Swindon. But we've got a week between that, so we should be fully fit. We've got Telford, I think they're 2nd. Yep, so we've got a couple of tough games coming up in the league. I think we've got to prioritise the cup match and look for some money, because that is the only way we're going to strengthen the team. Word on that, by the way. The scouting system that we brought in is bringing some good players. We can't sign anybody because we can't afford the wages. Went to the board, asked for more wage budget. No, nothing. It's hard as usual. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let's look forward to the cup match against Swindon next time. Thanks very much for watching. This is Dave Dog for now. Goodbye.